Alright, so we're going to do quiz. We're still in quiz 1. We're looking at problem 7. Alright, so describe how the transformations of the graph g of x is equal to or equals e to the x. Let's talk about the transformations. Alright, follow along. This is super important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my x value first. Okay. Remember that for that b value, you kind of have to factor that b value out. Remember when we were doing sine and cosine and all that? So this is the same as negative 4 x to the negative 1. Okay, remember today that we talked realistically that we talked about 4 being underneath and that this is really equal to 1/4 x. And we talked about that idea of insane on the inside, and we said, well, it's 1/4, but it's insane, so we're going to say it's really the opposite, which would be a stretch. And the reason is it comes from this idea here. Okay? If you're still having questions about that, please come and see me. The value, whether or not it's a horizontal stretch or shrink, really is determined by this 4 here. But when we look at it in equations, we're not going to see it as a 4. We're going to see it factored out as a 1/4. So anything that's related or close to the x here is always going to do horizontal things. So let's talk about it. I'm going to have the negative tells me that I have a reflection, and it's affecting the x values. So if I look, instead of a positive 3, I'd now have a negative 3. So which axis is that? It's a reflection over the y axis. And then this 4 really is, so that's the first one. This 4 is really like this, because when you divide a fraction, it really brings it to the top. So what I'm really truly looking at is a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/4. Do not put 4. And then the negative 1, it's going to go right 1.